Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. Hello, hello, it's good to be back. It was once sung by a very famous rock band, and let's hope that this signing is another part of the master plan and that we don't acquiesce to that lot from across the city again, and that we build a wonder wall and don't look back in anger at this summer. I think that's enough of wasted song titles in one introduction, guys. Well, it is confirmed this afternoon that Rangers have signed Thelo Aasgaard from Luton Town on a 4-year deal for around £3.5 million. It is being reported. Aasgaard has signed on the dotted line and has been unveiled as a Rangers player. This is a exciting deal. This is a real kind of, I'm genuinely excited by this one. This is one that really actually excites me. This is a player that, yes, I hadn't initially heard of him. Let's get this right. I hadn't initially heard of him until he started being linked with the club. I went away, I did my digging, I did my research, I watched my game tape. That's such an old saying, isn't it? Watch your game tape. Who actually watches game tape these days? The old days of getting the old tape out, getting the old VHS out and watching the video. Doesn't happen now, does it? Thank God, because my wedding video is on a VHS. Anyway, look, yes, we've watched the tape. Look, he looks a quality player. He looks a very, very talented player. And look, I'll get the jibes will come from the other side of the city. Of course they will, but who gives a monkeys what they think? This guy is an international. He's a Norwegian international. He plays in the same international team alongside Martin Odegaard, alongside Erling Haaland, for example. And, at the end of the day, this is a player who is very highly rated by his international manager. He's very highly rated by his former club managers as well, and is a player that Russell Martin is very excited to get across the line. He's the can opener, isn't he? He is the guy who will open doors, the guy who will create the chances, the guy who will take on the long shots, the guy that will take the opportunities, the guy that hopefully will be the catalyst to getting those attacks going and helping to create those goal scoring opportunities for whoever is in the Rangers strike force this coming Scottish Premiership season, this coming Champions League campaign. And having him here obviously means that he is now eligible for the Champions League. And Aasgaard. That's the correct spelling, guys. Apparently, I've obviously misspelt it on the caption. Aasgaard. I've got to say, Thelo Aasgaard. It's a Norwegian name. It's Viking. It sounds good, doesn't it? It sounds like something from Thor. It sounds like something Thor and Loki would talk about. Watch out, Thelo Aasgaard is coming. And Rangers couldn't resist the whole Viking, the whole sort of Avengers, the whole sort of Thor-esque thing. It's a fantastic video. If you get a chance, go and check out the video. But Mjolnir with Thor's hammer. I think he doesn't look overly impressed, I've got to say, with having to hold the hammer. But perhaps he's trying to look hard. I don't know. But let's face it, they were always going to do it, don't they? A Norwegian, a Viking, Thelo Aasgaard holding Mjolnir, obviously Thor's hammer. Let's hope he takes Thor's hammer to Celtic this coming season. So this is a very interesting, exciting player that has been signed by the club. Some great stuff online already from the club. Some great stuff already, to do with Thelo Aasgaard. There's some great comments as well that have come out of the club as regards the signing of Thelo Aasgaard. This is a quality player, guys. This is a guy that I really, really like. This is the 5th or possibly 6th, if you go with the Oscar Cortez signings, the 5th arrival of the summer. Obviously, we've got Lyle Cameron, we've got Max Aarons, we've got Joe Rothwell, we've got Manny Fernandez. We now have Thelo Aasgaard to add to this, and this will not be, I don't think, the final signing before the Panathinaikos game on the 22nd. Like I said, he came through Liverpool and Wigan's youth system, played very well for Wigan, then went on to play for Luton. When Luton were relegated to League One last season, it was clear that he was going to move on, that he was going to move to a higher level of competition. That's what his international manager wanted to see, and that's what he has done by joining Rangers. Thelo Aasgaard did speak about his move to Rangers. He said, "I'm delighted to be here. I've been waiting for it, but I am glad to get it over the line. When I heard about Rangers, I was over the moon. I have played against the manager's teams a few times, and I always pictured myself in his team, and to be here now is really good. It was an easy decision. I love the number of games here. It's like the EFL, and I love playing. The stature and the history is enough as well." So good words there, good words. The sort of words you would expect to hear from a new signing. Clearly that, he is this As I said on the video this morning, Russell Martin said yesterday that anyone who comes to speak to us and says, well, I have other options to look at first, is a no-go. This is clearly a guy who decided that once Rangers were in for him, he was going nowhere else. He was coming to our club, and that is great. And it's another one of those players that, listening to obviously Joe Rothwell, listening to Max Aarons, listening to a number of these players, that it's Russell Martin that's attracted them here. That they've all said that they wanted to play for the manager. They wanted to come and get in the manager's team. Russell Martin has clearly got a pull with some of these players, and people talking about, why are we getting all these English players? This guy's Norwegian, or why are we getting all these players from England? Well, that's the market that Martin knows. That's where he's managed. That's what he understands. That's who he's seen play. So, of course, there's going to be English players or English-based players coming to the club. And this is a very good player, trust me. Head coach Russell Martin on Thelo Aasgaard made the following comments. He said he is a player who we have liked for a long time, and we believe he possesses the necessary qualities to thrive at this club and in this team. He wants to win and develop as a player, and we believe we can help him to do both. His attributes will enhance the group, and look forward to him getting to know his teammates on and off the pitch. So it's clear again, this is a guy whose passing ability, his goal scoring ability, his creativity is something that will come in and supplement the Rangers team. Sporting director Kevin Thelwell said Thelo is a player who has been on the radar of several clubs around Europe. He is a player capable of making the difference in the final third of the pitch and strengthens an area of the squad that we feel is important. We believe he will be a fantastic addition to the side and an important asset in the years to come. So it's clear that this is a player they see a big future for. This is a player, again, like I said, who is a key in that final third to chance creation, to putting the ball in the back of the net, to being there at the right time. And it's interesting as well that he said he's obviously an asset. So this is clearly a player as well who is one of the trading model guys. He's a guy who is going to be one of the players who comes in and is part of that trading model and is part of, developing. He's 23 years old. This is a player on a 4-year deal. Let's say in 2 years' time, he shows the skills, the abilities that we hope he's got, that the manager clearly thinks he has, then you could be looking at a £3.5 million player being a £23.5 million player. That's got to be the hope. Going forward, but got to say, very excited by this deal. Great news for the club. Good player. Guys, I'd love to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below, guys. If you've enjoyed the content, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for joining me this afternoon. Welcome to the club, Thelo Aasgaard.